This video is going to show you how to deal with sound settings if you're having sound issues, whether it's from your speakers or a microphone on different platforms. So we're going to be showing you how to change them on a computer, on a Chromebook, and then specifically via a Google Meet or a Microsoft Teams meeting. So let's start with the computer first. So on a computer, you're just going to go down to the lower bar and you're simply going to type in sound. And this is a nice quick way just to take you to the sound settings. So when I click in there, these are going to show everything that's available to you right now. So the first thing is choosing your output device. That means how are you going to hear everything. So if I click this little drop down, I have three options right now. So I have these big headsets called the Plantronics. I also have headphones plugged in, or I have the speakers directly from my computer. So I would choose which kind I would want to use. I can change the master volume here. If I scroll down a little bit, we can talk about input. This means a microphone. So most of your Chromebooks and your computers have internal microphones that you can use, but if you're plugging in headphones, especially nowadays, some of your headphones have built-in mics. So maybe you're using something from Apple, maybe you got it from the dollar store, who knows, but a lot of them have secret little microphones you may or may not know about. So it's important to also go into your input and change which headphone you might be using. This one would be my computer here, but I'm going to keep to the Plantronics because that's what I'm talking to you on now. Those are typically the two major things you have to change on a laptop. On a Chromebook, it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to have to go down to the system menu here, and you're going to click on that. From here, this is where your sound is. Typically it's just volume, but as you can see, I have headphones plugged in. So if I go to my audio settings from this little headphone icon, if I click there, it's going to open up my input and output just like on the laptop. So maybe my output is actually going to be the speaker, which means it's playing from the Chromebook, and it'll change for you as you're going. If I go in, I can also change the input. So this would be the internal microphone on a Chromebook, or this is the Plantronics here. So you have that ability to switch in and out, and here you can see it switch to a headphone, and that's just earbuds just from a dollar store. Now let's get really specific. I'm going to start first with checking audio in my Teams meetings. So before we even go into the meeting, I can go to this little gear cog here, and when I click there, that takes me to my device settings. So here you can see all my settings. So there's the audio device, so I can choose which one I'm using. So once again, there's my big headphones, my dollar store headphones, and then I just have the PC mic headphones as well. With the other microphone, I can go in, and there's the two options that I have there. And then of course, just in case, as a bonus, there's your camera feature. I only have one camera, but that's how you can change your sound settings. Now, let's say I was already in the meeting, and you notice there might be issues in there. You can go up to the three little dots under More Actions, and you can click Device Settings there, and you'll get the exact same thing where you can go in and you can check it. So right now, since my microphone is muted, you're not seeing anything, but when I unmute it, now you can kind of see that little test factor going and that my microphone is working. So that's how you do that on Microsoft Teams. Finally, let's look at Google Meet. So before you even go into the Meet as well, there's a little gear cog up here that I click on for the settings. And for audio, you can see here's my microphone and speakers, just like everything else. If I click on that little drop down, the microphone, these are all the ones I can talk into. So I do have my built-in speakers that I can use, or I have my microphones that are on my head now. And then also there's going to be speakers. The nice thing with the speakers here is I can actually test it. So if I click the test, it's going to allow me to hear that in my ears, which is really, really nice. So that's how you make sure you have sound. And then of course, there is video options up here. You can see my face there. I only have one camera, but this is where you can switch the camera if you had more than one as well. And of course, you can do this right from a meeting as well. So if I go in and join my meeting, I know something's happening while I'm in the meeting. I can go down to the right-hand corner and hit those three little dots. And my settings are right in there. And that'll open up the same settings you just saw before. So those are the four things to double check on your sound, on your laptop, your Chromebook, in a Microsoft Teams or Google Meet, depending on what it is you're using.